One thing that I've absolutely loved about making these YouTube videos is that I'm a writer. It's something that I've always been keen to do, and well, certainly through to next year when I'm going to spend even more time on this YouTube channel and creating content, I'm going to be writing more. And I've been thinking, what is the best place for writing? There's loads of things that I've got lots of options, loads of things that I absolutely love. For instance, writing with this great Wacom EMR stylus pen on the Supernote, using its automatic handwriting recognition is, well, that's a really romantic way to write, I think, to imagine that I can spend all my time writing on that wonderful screen with the wonderful pen, and it just automatically getting my handwriting every time. Also, there's the Tab Ultra C Pro, which I absolutely love. The Tab Ultra C Pro has its own built-in keyboard, and you get this glorious e-ink tablet with full color, so you can write into any of your apps like Google Docs or Word. That's a really great place to write. It's not really maybe a big enough keyboard there though, is it? I've also been using the Lenovo P12 Matte recently, and I've been really enjoying writing on the little keyboard there. Also, here's the Note Air 3C, and you can actually stand that up in portrait mode, as I've got there, with its own stand, and use a Bluetooth keyboard to go to that. And I do often go to that with a smaller mechanical keyboard and type on that. But always I end up coming back to, here on my desk, I've got this full-sized Cherry KC200 MX keyboard, and it's absolutely brilliant. It's the latest in Cherry's switches. These are silent red switches, and I really enjoy doing that. However, just recently, EPOMAKER have sent me these two. And I'm gonna go ahead and give them a try out today. I've got the EPOMAKER Shadow S and the EPOMAKER TH80. So let's go ahead and have a little look at those. I'm gonna start with the Shadow S, I think. And yeah, I'm gonna be back with a full review, but they've got their job cut out if they think they're gonna replace the Cherry MX board here on my desk. And I strongly recommend, if you do spend a lot of time at your desk typing, that you look into a mechanical keyboard. One thing about these is that for something in a similar sort of price range to the Cherry board, well, you're getting full-size and high-quality mechanical keyboards. That is a cool look, isn't it? Might not be for everybody, but I think that's really cool. Some spare switches and a USB-AC cable and a keycap puller. So this is £99, which is a little bit more expensive than the Cherry MX board, and I'll put all the links to these in the description so you can see the latest prices as well. It's not quite the full-size keyboard here, but they do have full-size options, EPOMAKER of course. It does have south-facing LEDs, so the light's going to come out the bottom here. It's fully hot swappable, which the Cherry board is not. So the Cherry board I would see as being a sort of plug and play, just go for it keyboard. This will just plug and play and just work straight out of the box, but it also allows you to modify if you're into that. The switches I've gone for on this are the Wisteria switches, so these ones. They are linear, almost entirely silent. They have quite a low activation force, 45 grams, and quite a short travel as well. It's nice to know they include a few spares in the box. Let's have a crack. EPOMAKER add these little small LCD screens as well, which is quite a cool little addition, I think. And you run an EPOMAKER app to actually get that to work. Oops. It comes with a wireless dongle as well, which that's cool. So that can just go into any computer and you can go straight to that. So that's the 2.4 gigahertz connector there. And you've also got USB connector, which I'm going to run straight away, and you've also got Bluetooth as well. So you've got 3 modes. I'm just going to try these out today, but I'm also going to Bluetooth it to the Note Air 3C to see how well that works, because that could be a really cool option for typing. Oh yeah, like this. We've got the time there. So by default, that's a volume rocker there. Wow. That is the sound that those TikToks for mechanical keyboards have, isn't it? And I've never had anything quite like that, I must admit. That is some sound there. Do wish it had a larger enter key, but that's just something you'd get used to. So it can't really be the switch that's making that, I guess, unless these are different switches to what I've actually got. No, those are the ones. So it's just the combination of the keycap and the switch that is doing that. This is great. I wasn't expecting to be this impressed by that feel. That is some typing feel. Cool. So that's the EPOMAKER Shadow S. I'm going to have a little look at that. This might find its way onto my desk long term. It might also be something that I use to find myself a little typing station with an e-ink tablet. So that's a 10 keyless keyboard. And for the full review, I will talk more about what we can do with the little screen here as well, and any different color modes. But let's have a look at the other one that has been kindly sent to me also by EPOMAKER for this comparison. I'm really blown away with that. I've looked at EPOMAKER keyboards before, but I didn't think it wasn't as good as that. And I also said that this Cherry MX board straight out of the box was just something special, but do you know what? That straight out of the box was working great as well. So the TH80 then, so this time it's a 75%, so you can see the arrow keys and things are just kind of squashed in there at the side. And this one is, yeah, same price, so £99 as well. And I've gone for the budgerigar switch in this one. A little bit higher activation force, and it's a tactile switch. I've gone for, and I think it's a very cool black. Wow, it's a very retro, curved keycap there. Interesting. No media wheel there, but you've still got the little mini TV. Where the lock is. And the accessories, keycap puller, so you can have some funky yellow accents. Probably try that for the next one. Black cord this time, nice braided cables, really high quality stuff here. And again, the same options here on the back. 2.4 gigahertz dongle, wired in the middle there, and Bluetooth. So let's just stick to wired for this first impressions. 3 spare switches as well. Now you can actually, I can feel there's that tactile sort of pushback there. Quiet switch on its own. This one doesn't have a switch between Mac and Windows, but I guess maybe you don't need that with a 75% design. They are solid lumps of keyboard as well. There's no wobble there because of that. And instead of Win key, we've got a Super key. Enter key is not working. Nor is backspace. I think I might have to get in contact with them. I'm going to try one more thing with this one. I'm going to try and put it and connect it to Bluetooth on my Boox tablet here. See how easy that is to pair. I did learn something though, which is that VIA is a type of keyboard that you can actually program. So it has its own firmware on the keyboard, and you can alter what the keyboard does, and then that can be taken to a different computer and it'll still remember those changes you've made to the functions of the keyboard. Clever. One thing I wish all keyboards would do is put their hotkeys just straight on the back so you know exactly how to pair them with Windows. So function and Q. So it's basically 1, 2, and 3, I think. I'm going to Bluetooth here. There it is. We'll see, watch this space. I do incidentally really like the way these stabilizers are working here on these two keyboards. Instead of having a rail, they've actually got little spring-loaded stabilizers there. Nice key feel here. I think I prefer actually the linear with the wisteria switches. So I have lived with them for a little while, and yes, there was an issue with the TH80, and well, EPOMAKER did everything they could. They helped me troubleshoot it, and we worked out that, yeah, it was just a faulty board, and they were all in a line. That's something that could happen in any manufacturing process, and they were really good about it, and they sent me out a replacement really quickly. So here it is, and this one works just fine. The Shadow S and these wisteria switches is one of the best typing experience I've ever had. For me, it's just the right actuation force, and it's a lovely sound. The TH80 is a really good keyboard, but the feel of the keys for me, they're a little bit less pleasant to touch. this is slightly indented into the keys, and that's not the most comfortable feeling. It also is a larger actuation force, and that's not as comfortable for me personally. I think I'll definitely be including this in the e-ink workflows that I have in mind in the coming months. So for instance, using it just coming out here, Bluetooth into the Tab X, it's a great experience. And I really do think that these EPOMAKER keyboards, they have something which appeals to the average person who might want to get into mechanical keyboards. And if you're looking for that kind of appealing, satisfying clunk, which we know as thock. Now, whilst the Cherry keyboard, I do maintain that is probably the best for your average office worker. If you just want it to be plug and play, then I think that's absolutely brilliant. But if you're looking for a bit more of a funky, kind of do-it-yourself vibe to your keyboard, bit of a way in, but still arrives fully working and you don't need to actually assemble it, then I think certainly look at EPOMAKER. They've got great choices of switches, they're really nice designs. I think they're really cool. I've put here, they arrive assembled, ready to thock. But then if you do want it to be fully customizable, you can swap out keycaps, you can swap out switches, and you can really enjoy that kind of modding the keyboard process for yourself. And so my brother saw this and he thought, oh yeah, that's the type of keyboard that I want, has that lovely sound. So I actually have given him the previous EPOMAKER that I had with its sea salt switches, which were really nice switches as well. And that one was the kind of 10 keyboard as well. And I just think that they're a pleasure to use and they can make an otherwise dull time at your desk a little bit bland. I'll be using them for a bit longer and I'll bring you a bit of an update. One thing I might do is put some of the different switches in different parts of each keyboard and just see if I can tell the difference kind of blind and what I prefer without knowing exactly which keycap is which. Just go ahead and pair up the TH80 as well and give that a whirl. Bit more of a heavy typing feel, it's a bit more old-fashioned. I find the edges a bit sharp with the keys. For me, it's not quite as pleasurable, although I think it does look really, really cool. Whichever appeals to you, I suppose, is what matters here. Mechanical keyboards, they really do make you want to type, and the sound is quite addicting, really. Personally, I want to get a bit quicker so I can just hear those thocks get closer together and make me a bit more satisfied with my computer use. I think I need to get back to the idea of slowing down so I can get more accurate and then speed up. And I really just need to make sure that I have the discipline to bring my index fingers back to the home keys every single time, because honestly, I'm not so good at that. I think it's a matter of making fewer errors at first, because I think it's probably the errors that slow me down the most, but hey. It's all a journey, isn't it? What do you think? Do you like the look of these two? Let me know in the comments below.